Hi, everyone. Welcome. I'm stopping by to talk to you about life. I was listening to Father Lampert yesterday, famous exorcist, in a priest and a famous exorcist, and he seems like a pretty nice guy too. But anyway, he was saying they asked him how many people are possessed, and he gave a number, a small percentage. But you know what? I think it's a lot more than he said, because we are possessed a little at a time in an incremental way. And we are possessed by what we possess in a wrong way. I'm going to go into more detail about it, but what we possess for the wrong reason possesses us. So possession starts with little things and it builds up until it becomes greater. Christ said, "No person can serve two masters, for he will love the one and hate the other, or love the other and hate the one." You see what I mean? It sounds very decisive, and at first we're not so sure if that's true or not, but it is true. So I'll give you see, here's the key concept that you need to understand. We know that there's right and wrong. We know that. And we know that we can choose the right thing or the wrong thing. But when because of selfishness, because of pride, because you make something too important, because you want something too much, because of some stubbornness or some resentment, you go with one thing when you really should be going with the other or staying with the other. Then that is an alternative. So you had two alternatives. You choose the alternative, and then that's what you're stuck with. So you attach to one or you attach to the other. So when let's see, how can I say this? I'll just give a classic example, because there's so many of them. But I'll just give you a classic example. Let's say that you could, that there's something you could steal. There's $1 on the table that belongs to somebody. And you know in your heart, you know that you shouldn't steal it. You know that. And so you just go about your business. In fact, you don't even think about it. You don't even consider it, basically. Or maybe you do. Maybe the temptation comes into your mind. See, the devil is always there. He's always there with some sort of a temptation, a doubt, an alternative. See what I mean? He's always there. And you just have to learn to pay it no mind, dismiss it. It's not credible. But if you are if you have the wrong attitude, if you're selfish, and there's that $1, of course, in today's day and age, $1 is not very much, is it? Let's say it's $100. All right, there's $100. So either you don't even notice it, or you see it and you say, "Oh dear, that person left it there. I'm going to put it in the drawer and tell them that it's in the drawer, so nobody will be you see what I mean? Or you just pass it by, you don't even notice it. But if then the tempter is there. The tempter says, "Hey, you could steal that $1. They don't need it. Nobody will know. You need it. You need to buy such and such. You you're not getting paid enough at the job and you know, excuses. Well, if you entertain those, see, you entertain them, and then when you take the dollar, now you have done the alternative, you possess the alternative, but you lose out, it's either or. Now you have lost the other. And what was the other? The other was riches untold. Christ said, "Lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven." He said, "Why do you lay up your treasures on earth where moths and rust can, ruin them? Instead, lay up treasures in heaven." But when you go for the treasure on earth, the $100, I'm just making an example. I want to keep it real simple. Then you can apply this example to all different areas of your life. When you see the principle. All right, so, but what else did Christ say? He said, "Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also." All right, so the $100 is too important to you, and you take it. Now you have. See, it's a decisive. It's either or. Christ said, "No man can serve two masters." Remember, he said that. You can't ride two horses at the same time. It's one or the other. In that respect, life is decisive. So when you choose that one, you take that one, you possess that one for the wrong reason. Now, the other is precluded. The other is set aside. It's gone, and now you only have this. So you had peace of mind, you had God's approval, you had character, you had wisdom, you had all the good that could come from that. You put it aside, and you take this one, now the other one is precluded. It's gone for you. So you're stuck with it, but now it possesses you. And the excuse that you made, they also possess you. So you find yourself then defending the wrong. See? Defending your excuse, your rationale, your justification. They also possess you. So, do you understand now why Christ often... Do you understand now where the rich man came to Jesus and said, "I'm doing all this good stuff." And Christ said, "Oh, that's great." He said, but there's one more thing you need to do. Give up all your stuff. See, Christ understood this. Christ saw what was in this man. He knew what his thinking was, what his heart was. And so Christ struck right to the core. That man made his possessions too important. They were the thing that possessed him. Those were the attachment. Those were the things that he was focused on, where his treasure, where his heart was, and the other was precluded. So in order to have the other, the kingdom of God, a right character, peace of mind, joy, wisdom, all the blessings, God's great, whatever, all those, in order to have those, he had to let go of that. But he couldn't. See, it possessed him. So it could be anything.